Hello YouTube, this is Wheelchair21 coming at you for day 2 of the Rolling Reviews Gundam Week 2 featuring Mobile Fighter G Gundam. Today's review is for the MSIA Dragon Gundam and Maxter Gundam, the first two members of the Shuffle Alliance Domon Kashu meets Saisaishi and Jibity Crockett. Now you have Neo China and Neo America, both here with their wonderful designs, this Chinese royal monk fighter, and you have this awesome football type mobile suit here with his buffed out pads and boxing glove shoulder pads. Now, his face is that of a football player, but his shoulders are that of a boxer, because Chibity is a huge ass boxing champ, and along with that, he is a avid surfer with his surfboard and shield. Yes, this is actually a surfboard and a shield, as you can see with this handle, which is actually one of his featured accessories. Along with that, he also comes with two Desperado revolvers with special trigger finger hands to actually hold said guns, which he usually keeps on the side of his hips that actually plug right in, which is a cool feature, which makes him a cowboy-toting, football-playing surfer that loves to box. Now, with Saishi's infamous Imperial Dragon Gundam, it's shades of awesome green and yellow, and Maxter's is out of the American flag. Now, Saishi's accessories are this wonderful beam saber slash spear, which actually is a war flag, which is an amazing feature. It's actually a few segments, so you can actually make the length of it shorter or longer, depending on how you want to display it with the figure, which is actually great and awesome feature for this mini accessory, which it sucks because since he actually has 4 on his back and 4 per his shoulders, you would have wished they would have given you at least probably the maximum of 2 to display with said character. Now, these Gundams share the same features of articulation with the hips, knee, and ankle with the foot joint. But the difference is their actual elbow articulation. This is on a ball joint because the Dragon Gundam has an infamous extension ability where it can take off the arms, and it comes with these 4 pieces to extend out the arms. You can either have 2 per the left and 2 per the right, or put all 4 pieces together to create a longer neck for the extending arms of the dragon, which is fantastic, may I quote, like Mr. Fantastic. A great accessory to have because the Dragon Gundam had a very expandable reach for his arms, similar to that of Dragon Ball Z's Piccolo, which is a cool, great grandeur for this Dragon Gundam, making it very serpentine of the actual Chinese and Japanese like dragons, since the Asian culture shares the mythical serpentine dragon types. Now, other than that, it also has this awesome little scorpion-like ponytail, which it actually can use as a slight beam heat rod to that of the Epion Gundam, which it had used on a few occasions in the series. Now, for Maxter, since he is a boxing-like champion, he has these buster knuckles for each arm, but atop of that, he also has the removable chest plating, which when taken off, you can put in his actual beefy-like chest plate to slim him down. And when removing the shoulders, flip them over the arms, and they lock right in place over the fists. Now when done, Maxter should look just like this, with his blue arms covered in his red boxing gloves, shoulder pads, yellow chest, and his footballer head left amazingly the same. Now, these 2 figures are awesome. Easy to obtain on the secondhand market because not many people want the MSIAs anymore these days. But if they're in box, you're going to have trouble getting them. when in Mint Box, they go for $20+. Out of box, you may not have all the features and accessories, but they go for a lot cheaper. You get them on eBay, novelty shops, and much more. Personally, I love these figures. They're great to have, and they don't take up much space. They're only 5 inches tall, just barely, and they pretty much just are no bigger than, a normal person's hand. So that's great. The problem is the choice of accessories. Yes, you can lose them, so maybe have a small container to keep them in, so you can always have and cherish. Out of these two, my personal favorite is the Dragon Gundam, but that's actually a fan favorite for most because it's of Asian culture. Dragons are badass. It's a monk. It's a warrior. It's great. It's Shaolin. Really cool to the niche of the Asian culture, where Maxter, it doesn't know what it wants to be. It's a really convoluted American that just doesn't know if it wants to be a boxer, a footballer, a freaking Western shoot-'em-up desperado, or, as stated, a crazy surfer with a shield. Now, these are great figures, let alone great to have. Honestly, try to get them if you love it, because G Gundam is a great series. Now, next up we will have, though, the Hyper Mode Maxter Gundam alongside Rose Gundam, and then Hyper Dragon with Bolt Gundam to pretty much take up Wednesdays and Thursdays slot in the Gundam Week. For those at home watching, you can watch the original Gundam Week featuring mobile suits from the 1 Year War or the original Universal Century timeline, and this week currently airing here on my channel and on Hero Otaku, featuring Mobile Fighter G Gundam. And anyways, we'll see you next time with Hyper Maxter and Hyper Rose Gundam.